Okay, Roman, cinch number 5 here will not break either with the power tool. Do you have another higher torque setting to go to? I'd rather try a higher tool setting before going to ratchet.
No, we don't, Tom. We're going to have to do the manual method.
Okay, give me a minute.
Destiny now being raised to what's known as the low hover position.
And I'll just remind you, power off and ratchet counterclockwise. MTL torque still at 30.5.
That's confirmed. Number 6 cinch released. You had a...
She brings the Destiny laboratory up out of the payload bay of Atlantis, now that she's basically got a set of eyes helping her with the alignment as she carefully raises the laboratory up out of the payload bay. The 16-ton Destiny laboratory now clear of the payload retention latch assemblies. Crew members refer to those as PERLAs by their acronyms.
Port side is well clear.
And Bob Kerbeam, translating along the left side of Atlantis' payload bay, has completed his assistance to Marcia Ivins in helping guide visually the Destiny laboratory out of the payload bay.
Undo your fair lead there, redo your fair lead up on the nose, and head over to the gimbal locks.
That's my plan. Thanks for reminding me, though. Appreciate it.
No problem.
He'll now head back up to the work site on the Z1 truss, where he will assist Tom Jones with continuing to release the gimbal locks on the KU band antenna for the International Space Station.
Great work.
This sequential still image from Atlantis and the International Space Station, with the Destiny laboratory now basically in the vertical position about halfway through this 180-degree rotation.
That is correct, and you're going to get the lab Alpha 7, clockwise 2, 10.5.
Alpha 7, clockwise 2, that'll be 10.5.
Caution to stay away from the dish. Thank you. Double checking, and a thanks to Leroy for doing those bolts. No kidding. Went on with the PG2. I'm going to recheck those settings for you. It's Bravo 6. Clockwise 2, 30.5.
Well, why don't we use Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2.
Oh, counterclockwise. Yeah, okay. I got 6 set in. Yeah, it was counterclockwise, sorry.
Okay. And when you do this, you're going to release 3 of the bolts, and it should be about 8 turns.
Okay, 8 turns, about 3 of the bolts. And for the first one.
And before you do the last one, I know you said it, but just double check you're tethered to it, correct?
Yeah, I'm tethered to the gimbal plate.
Okay, thank you.
1. Number 3 is complete and it's in the clip. 4, 5, 6, and it's popped off.
Okay, and I've got that, Tom, and you can head over and why don't we go and have you match up with Beamer now, and we'll take care of the BSP a little bit later.
Okay, good. I see Marshall is in the flip. You give me a minute. I get a shot of that.
Okay.
Okay, 1 gimbal plate is removed.
Houston, Atlantis.
Go ahead, Marshall.
The lab is flipping. Tell Jenny I said la 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 la.
I'll pass that along. I don't know if I can do it as accurately, but I'll do so. I don't want to wait for Tom to come down to give him this first plate. I agree, Bob. It'll be about 5 minutes. Take a rest, but I will. Saka and Marsha and Raymond, if you can get this on the helmet cam, it might be nice.
Well, we're looking through your helmet cam, so it looks pretty good.
It is pretty neat. You can stand it, I'll wait for about another 45 degrees of rotation.
We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into your EVA.
Okay. I'm liking it so far.
Atlantis, this is Houston on air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
I noticed the nose of the orbiter is straight down to the Earth now. Yeah, I noticed that.
Houston, Atlantis, go ahead.
Copy, moving slowly down the P6.
Understand.
try to make a rendezvous with Bob. I'm at the base of the radiator and be heading down shortly to the aft side. Okay. Bob, just let me clear my tether up here. I've got to get a little bit more slack in it to come down. Okay. Up here at the top of the Z1 now. Okay.
And Houston Atlantis, if you're back, we were ready to copy your last.
Tom, we're 90 degrees.
Taking a look. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, Marcia, you're too close for me to get a good pic. Yeah, she's close. But it's 90 degrees straight out. How's the video?
I'm sort of glad I can't see it in person.
Wow. You guys see through my helmet cam? I hope they can, because that's great. Amazing. Yep. Okay, Bob, I see you at the end of the boom, and I'm just about there. Okay. just amazing. There you go. Alright, let me get a tether for you. He needs a lot of slack. Yeah, I got it. Good. Can you take mine off? Sure. Okay. All mine, man. All yours.
And you're tethered to the other one?
Not yet. You have enough room to work here, Bob? Too close? No, you're not. Okay. Oh, you're sliding down. Alright, good.
And for both of you, the lab is 2 feet away and moving.
Gotcha. And I ran out of tether. I'm going to have to go back up and reroute.
Alpha Atlantis, the lab is on the way to the node. We're 19 inches out.
Copy, is concur. We have a great picture.
This view from the helmet camera, close-up view from Tom Jones's helmet. The view as he sees it outside the Destiny laboratory, preparing to connect the heater cable. This to provide thermal cooling and thermal balance to the Destiny module.
And Houston, Atlantis, if you copy, we're having a hard time getting F1 off with the leak on F3. Would you like us to try and connect F3 to the lab?
Affirmative.
Beamer, connect F3 to the lab. M5. Okay, all right.
What you're seeing there is the ammonia that they're referencing coming out of that quick disconnect, and the procedure for that when it's leaking out of that disconnect after he opened it is to as soon as he is able to connect that quick disconnect to the lab where it is destined to be. It's simply the quick disconnect that's leaking at this point, and it will stop as soon as he has got it attached to the lab itself.
We got to get that M1 closed off. Roger that. I concur.
Bob Kerbeam now halfway through the task of running the umbilical lines for the coolant system on loop B. Loop A was the loop that one line, which was the return line that had the initial leak in it. On the second go-round, there was no leak at all visible, and the connections were clean. Those were mated without incident, and now the first of two remaining umbilicals has been mated also without incident. So only one thermal control system or thermal control loop umbilical remains to be seated. And again, this is to provide the necessary coolant lines from the space station to the laboratory Destiny.
Okay, great. And that's down by your feet.
I'm checking, Taco.
Astronaut Tom Jones brushing down
And
his
Taco, looks
partner,
like
Bob
everybody's happy
Kirby.
with that. You have a go.
Put it in work.
Alpha, Houston Station with a correction.
Yeah, concentrate on the right side. That would be the side that got sprayed the worst.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yes, Shep, I need to amend the steps that I just gave you in the vestibule outfitting procedure. We'd like you to perform steps 12 through 17 with the exception of steps 13 and 14, please.
Then you're going to be removing the 4 fluid caps, checking for ammonia crystals and storing them on your fish stringer, and after that getting into the APFR.
Okay. 3. Clocking of 8.
Houston Atlantis for Mario. Do you have the picture of Node 1 and the hatch to lab?
Affirmative. Good view of Shep and Roman.
Okay.
Inside the space station's Unity module, Pilot Mark Polanski in the background there with Commander Bill Shepard, who was just in the view, has just floated out of the view. We're prepared for the initial hatch opening for the newest module of the International Space Station, the Destiny Laboratory. And Commander Ken Cockrell.
We're all here in Node 1 for a really happy moment. It's been a lot of hard work on thousands of people's part and a long number of years getting ready to bring the Destiny Laboratory to the International Space Station. It's finally here. It's gone through a lot of wickets. We've gone through a lot of effort to get it attached, and now we'd like to turn it over to Shep so that he and his crew and the subsequent crews can begin the process of scientific research and better living in space. Now, Shep, before we hand it over to you, we have a little paperwork for you. What we have here is a copy of the DD-250 that, by which the government took possession of the laboratory from the prime contractor, and Shep is signing it in the spot that says received by. And now, Houston, as you know, because it's a brand new module, we're all going to don some very classy goggles, and we'll get Shep to open the door. Then we'll get him to take the camcorder and lead us all into the laboratory with you having a view.
The hatch to the Destiny module open. The two commanders, Commander Bill Shepard of the Expedition 1 crew and Commander Ken Cockrell of the STS-98 crew of Atlantis, heading into the Destiny laboratory. The inside of the Destiny module seen for the first time on orbit. 38 minutes after the hour, the hatch was opened to a new era in space scientific investigations.
Houston, Atlantis, broadcasting from Destiny.
Copy. A great first moment here.
And the lab looks and feels and smells great, and looks like all the hard work has really paid off. It's a beautiful piece of hardware in here.
And from Houston Station, we're watching it down here, and it looks awesome, and we hope you guys enjoy your new room on your house.
Thank you, Sandy. And we do not see anything floating free in here. It's completely debris, empty, so we're going to take off our goggles.
And we copy.
Houston, Atlantis, for Mario, if you'll watch, we're about to show you your pride and joy on the floor. I'm sorry, I was just corrected. It's the deck.
You are rusty on those Navy terms, aren't you?
Afraid so.
And thanks for the look. On behalf of the window team, they sure appreciate it.
Now back inside the laboratory, pilot Mark Polanski in the foreground, mission specialist Marcia Ivins.
Houston, just want to let you know, as you were setting up that last scene, you had dropped out. We had lost TV. We went into blockage, but we're back with you now.
Thanks, Mario. We copy.
And the crew's now set the camera up in the...
Whenever you're ready, we do have some words for you on the lab setup activities checklist and the PCS.
Let us go grab the setup activities checklist so we can copy the words properly.
No problem. We'll stand by.
And this camera's located now on the opposite end of the laboratory, looking back toward the space station, as both crews now, the shuttle crew and the station crew, are enjoying the newfound volume that's increased the overall complex's pressurized volume by 41%. This module providing an additional 3,750 cubic feet of space, workspace, living space. Yuri Gudzenko, the Soyuz commander and pilot, just moving into the foreground. In the background, flight engineer for the Expedition 1 crew, Sergei Krikalev. Tom Jones, one of the two spacewalkers that conducted the first of 3 spacewalks on Saturday, and his colleague, spacewalking colleague Bob Kerbeam, just beyond him.
This is an AVCO that's been signed by all the folks who worked on the lab, and here it is in the lab. They should be very proud of it. We're proud of it. We're going to bring that home so that they can display it down at the Cape.
Inside the hatchway between Destiny and the Unity module, we see Bob Kerbeam busily working on one of the activation steps, this one to replace the lab's port and starboard, what's called a negative pressure relief valve. He's replacing those with intermodule ventilation valve assemblies, since this area will basically remain open from now on as the laboratory is open for business.
We see Taco has found a home already. Good night.
Aboard the International Space Station's Destiny module, the Expedition 1 commander Bill Shepard. We're starting to see equipment being mounted on the walls of the what originally was a very clean module is now beginning to look a little more active as crew members begin the process of systematically activating a whole host of equipment in the systems racks that were launched pre-integrated inside the module.
Affirmative.
Okay, we've released the Anaconda. Here it comes.
Looks mighty dangerous from down here.
Be proud. Yeah, Beast should be proud. This is station from Alpha.
And go ahead, Marcia.
So, Yuri, the man, just finished step 6 on the starboard side, and it looks as Beast would be proud of him.
And Tom Jones now in the upper portion of his spacesuit with assistance from Mark Polanski, who once again will serve as the in-cabin choreographer for today's spacewalk. Inside Atlantis' airlock now, we see Tom Jones and Bob Kerbeam, the two spacewalkers, with the in-cabin choreographer for this spacewalk, Mark Polanski. Mark Polanski is also the pilot of Atlantis' mission. And as the International Space Station moves into an orbital sunset high above the Middle East, a beautiful view of almost all of the components of the ISS.
Residual pressure and outgassing.
This is Mission Control Houston live from space. The International Space Station and the Space Shuttle's robotic arm now in motion as Marcia Ivins basically operating that arm remotely from the flight deck of Atlantis, preparing to maneuver that arm into position to capture the grapple fixture on the docking port that she temporarily stowed up on the Z1 truss element 2 days ago. That docking port destined today for its final location on the back end of the U.S. laboratory, and where it will serve as the future shuttle docking port for arrival of the future, the next several shuttle missions, including Discovery, which is at present on its way to the launch pad today for its scheduled launch to the space station no earlier than March 8th. And now this unique view from the tip of the shuttle's robotic arm as Marcia Ivins moves the arm into position, just coming into view the docking port. She is following a computer screen up on the flight deck on the closed circuit television monitor as she approaches the point where the grapple fixture is located on the on this pressurized mating adapter, also known as a docking port for the space shuttle. And Marcia Ivins now with the robotic arm under her control, grappling the fixture on the docking port, the black portion there in the right center of the picture. That docking port will be released by Tom Jones. The manual berthing latches will be released. And we do have a report that the capture is confirmed, so when the two astronauts are ready, the spacewalk today will begin.
And we saw Marcia. It looked great. Thanks.
The lights are all on, Tom. Okay, guys. I think it's a great day to go and do a spacewalk. So, Beamer, when you're ready,
I know the thermal cover is down, so you can go ahead and egress. Weather's clear, Bob. Okay. Yep, all your tools are out now.
And the IAPFR is basically a foot restraint that can be, or that's designed to be, to fit the boot of both a U.S. spacesuit and a Russian Orlan spacesuit. Eventually, in the assembly of the space station program, space walks will be conducted out of the joint airlock that's going to be delivered to the station this summer. And that joint airlock at times may see spacewalks conducted using a Russian spacesuit and an American spacesuit.
Cruise clock is installed over on the sill. And Tom, we're going to go ahead now and close those latches. Okay, that's a good call. So you've got to go to drive the capture latches. 2 turns is what it calls for, and let me just see if we want to do that or do 1.5. Okay, I have the tape caddy. Roger. That drawer looks great in 0G. Would have never thought it.
This unique camera view now looking from the inside of the docking port that Marcia Ivins is moving into position over the common berthing mechanism on the back end of the laboratory module Destiny. The target just coming into the center of the view. This is a centerline camera view, and it allows her basically a closed circuit television view of the docking point so that she can align it properly before moving it into position for the final capture.
Hold on 1 second. Hang it in. Until you see.
And the brakes are off on the robotic arm. Marcia Ivins now beginning the slow, deliberate process of moving the docking port in for its final capture to the common berthing mechanism, the active mechanism now on the
Atlantis
Destiny
Houston,
module.
We're going to hand over to Tidris East in about a minute, and until 1820 approximately, we'll have intermittent comm due to blockage.
Copy. Yeah, I can get by it. That's your question. Question is, if she moves it down to where you're going to start installing hardware, will it be in your way? No, I don't think so.
And this view of the International Space Station from Atlantis' payload bay, a real good representation of the size of the newest module with its docking port now installed, with the size comparative to the 2 astronauts conducting today's spacewalk. They're in the process of removing and reinstalling some MMOD shielding. That basically stands for micrometeoroid debris shielding. That is protective shielding on sensitive areas of the outside of the Destiny module.
Okay. Last handle tools in, shake test 12.
Tom Jones at the top of the picture, distinguishable by the red stripes on the pant legs of his suit. And Bob Kerbeam at the bottom of the picture on the far end of the Destiny module in an all-white suit with no markings on it, 2 hours, 5 minutes into today's spacewalk. The second of 3 planned for this flight. This is the 15th devoted to the support of the construction of the International Space Station.
There. Okay. Nothing. 103. 103. Okay, J117 is in. They put the little booty down. Okay, that one's done. On for 9.
And Tom Jones here changing the foot restraint position, and he'll be climbing back into that foot restraint again, preparing to head back up to the Destiny module to install that power data grapple fixture. In the meantime, awaiting him is Bob Kirby, who's completing a task actually set forth for the third spacewalk, but with the extra time, he's able to accomplish the task completely, and that is to install all of the cables between the docking port and the Destiny module.
I got you. 8 is out. 7 stays in or comes out? Nope, 8 was the last one. Okay, so that's complete. If I can wind out of here. Bring it down towards me a little, Marcia. Nicely done. Okay, I'm in there. Let's bring me up in the bay a little bit so I can get this right angle drive configured.
This close-up view of Tom Jones at work, making the final electrical and data connections with the power data grapple fixture. And at the same time, we get a report on the space station flight control team side that all of the connections that Bob Kirby made between the docking port that was moved this morning to its new location on the laboratory Destiny, all those connections appear to be good. The report is all of the heater lines are showing signs of operation, so good news that those connections were mated properly.
Looking great, Marcia. Did it slide on easily? It seems like it's almost riding up. Yeah, it went on just real easy. Just riding up on there. Yeah, Roman, what's happening is the whole bolt is sliding up into the head of the PGT, and so it's not getting pushed down where it can engage. Give me a second. Tom is just getting towards the pad-up site now, Beaver. Okay. Was he able to drop off any of that stuff? Nah, I didn't come close to structure. Okay, cool. Need any help retrieving anything from the pad-up site, Tom? No, not at this point. Beam, when you get to the airlock, we'll just ask you to kind of get things ready to come in, and I'll get really good inventories from you with all the stuff there. Okay.
Or if they stay here another 20 minutes, it's going to be all right.
Чуть-чуть добавим. Как бы ему объяснить, что надо дождаться? Sunlight.
We should get this on IMAX anyway.
So why don't we start with 117? I think I do have that one.
Okay, let's start on that end then. 117.
Okay, 117 coming off. Okay, 117 caps off.
Roger that. We're going to be handing over here Teacher Ceased in a few minutes, in a few seconds actually, and I think when we come up on the other side, we'll be ready to go. We're waiting.
Currently, Kurasic and his flight control team are getting an update on the validation testing of the control moment gyros, or CMGs as they're called. Those CMGs are planned to take over control of the space station's orientation later today at the conclusion of these validation tests. That will then make the current method of station orientation, which is using the spacecraft's jet thrusters, will be replaced by use of these control moment gyros, and that will help to conserve fuel aboard the station. Also throughout the night, the flight control team over in the International Space Station Flight Control Room issued the final commands to bolt together the pressurized mating adapter number 2, that shuttle docking port, to the Destiny module. It's visible in this image from one of the cameras on board Atlantis' payload bay. Pressurized mating adapter number 2 was relocated during a spacewalk yesterday, with Marcia Ivins using the shuttle's robot arm from on board Atlantis, and Tom Jones and Bob Kirby working outside the space station on the second of 3 scheduled spacewalks for this mission. Pressurized mating adapter number 2 is a shuttle docking port that will see heavy use in upcoming space station assembly missions. This is Mission Control Houston. This view of Atlantis and the International Space Station as the 2 spacecraft passed just to the south of the southernmost tip of South America at an altitude of 240 statute miles.